receive his email or not, here's the story of what happened. So Tuesday morning, he says, I'm not feeling well. It is time. And so I said, Daddy, do you want us to take you in the wheelchair to the nursing facility, or do you want the gurney to come? And he says, I want professionals, which means not you amateurs. From the wheelchair to the car. Watch your head, watch your head. Okay, so he says, he said to my mother, I want a professional. He didn't say it to me. So, okay, so I said, I'm calling them. And I called the ambulance, and they said, half an hour. So I go back, and they said, half an hour. And he's in the easy chair. He says, I want you to sit at the computer. So we said, okay. In the wheelchair, take him to the computer, and he starts typing. So he types the email, which some of you got. And so ding dong, right? The ambulance people come, and I open the door for them. They have the big gurney. They wheel it into the bedroom. They can't get into the bedroom, and I said, hold on, wait. And I go to my daddy, and I says, okay, they're here. And he says, not yet. So I go on and say, can you just go to the living room? Please wait. So I go back to him, and Nia is sending email with him, and they're counting. You know, send to this person, this name, and he doesn't send to everybody, right? It has to be one by one, personal email. So this name in Hong Kong, this name in here, this name there, and then he says, did I send it? Okay, so we look, send email. Did he send it? How about Jerry? And they said, yes, Jerry is there. But is it his right email? Okay, open up Jerry's email. What about the last one he received? Yes, same email to Jerry. And then, so then I go back out to the ambulance, and I said, he's not ready. Just set up, find a position in the living room. He'll be out. So I go back, and he's saying, okay, who else? I can't remember anybody else. So, and then he says, okay, can we wheel you out now? Gurney is ready. So he says, okay. He gets out, we take him to the gurney, and he puts into the gurney and lies down, and he says, my shoes. We said, you have your socks. He said, okay, lie down. He says, 我對鞋呢? Where are my shoes? Which means he really wants his shoes. So we then said, okay, best shoes. Put on his best shoes. Put them on. And then, because he said, what if I get down? The floor's dirty. I have to have my shoes. So we put on his shoes, and then they put on the blanket, right? That's on the gurney. Put on the blanket over his shoes. But we said, this is dirty. You dirty the blankets. So, okay, take off the blanket, put on the little booties over his shoes, then put on the blanket over the gurney. And then the gurney is down here. And then they raise it up. Now he's up high. He goes, I am now a little pagoda chair. So that's how he went out of our house. And, you know, it's just to remember what a humorous person he is to every one of us, his little habits, and also, you know, why you may have gotten email, and some of you may not have gotten email. He said to us, keep sending, right? I mean, I'll remember, and I'll ask you to also send the email. So maybe there are some people who haven't gotten it yet. So we wanted to just, share with you all these funny moments to try and
your father is
very humorous and naughty.
Yes.
And always give people difficult time.
No, not difficult time. On Sunday. And so the phone rang, and he picked it up and he said, "Wait." You know how he is. Wait. I said, "Oh, Guan Pei Chong." I said, that's my nickname to him because after a week of knowing him, I realized what a naughty kid he is. And then I said, how are you feeling? So he said, okay. He said, did you win yesterday? Because he knew we were playing mahjong on Saturday. He said, did you win on Saturday? So I said, no, I lost. In fact, 3 of us lost. He said, oh, who won? So I said, Con Chin won. He said, 佢一定出貓。
Everybody knows that he's the best one-liner. He's so quiet. When you guys are all talking, he will be keeping himself very quiet. But then, all of a sudden, he will shoot out a sentence, and you will laugh, and you would just wouldn't think about that he would say something like that.
Yeah, and never crack a smile.
Yeah, very serious. You know, so this is really the kind of person he is. I'm sure everyone here must have remembered 1 or 2 of his one-liners, you know, especially when he was playing mahjong, you know, and he always come up with a really one line, you know, and crack us up. Everybody really laugh.
Yes, really.
Well, but there's one thing that I remember particularly with Andrew, and this is not his one-liner. In a way, it is. And well, remember when we were in New York, we used to have weekend gathering, and the thing that we did mostly either mahjong, playing mahjong, or singing karaoke. And he loves listening to karaoke. He just sit there, and when we asked him, you know, would you like to sing? Of course. You expect? No, he wouldn't. You know, he wouldn't sing. He just like to listen. So we just keep on doing our singing. You know, I don't care whether he really liked it or not. We just keep singing. And there's one time that I was doing this song, a Cantonese opera song, with a friend of ours, Teresa, who was in the wedding too. You know, and we were doing it, and all of a sudden it comes to the line. We heard a voice. And it was coming from Andrew, all of a sudden. And this song is about, it's called Fan Fei Yin. I'm sure you know about that. You are a karaoke singer. And there was a line that all of a sudden you say, "Ay ya, lan." English is so difficult to separate, you know, to say goodbye, and he would jump in and say, "Ay ya, lan." And that is the song every time we have the karaoke with him. We will sing this, and up to that line, we would turn the mic over to him. And so this is another one-liner, but not as a joke, but as a real singer that you may not have known.
Yeah, you
Thank
remember.
We have the privilege knowing Andrew and Diane for many, many years. And we were lucky enough to be the one that gave him the last meal. Day night before yesterday. When we visit them, Diane was so tired, and she fell asleep. So we walked in to talk to Andrew, and he was wide awake, as usual. And he holds our hand. You know, I can see his tear come out. But we really enjoy that time. Thank you.
Thank you.
A very decent man, a very good father, grandfather, and a good business partner too, I'm sure, yeah. And a very true friend. What I admire most is his courage at the end to make the decision to do what he had to do. And I mean, he loves life, and everybody loves life here. And for me, it may be very hard to really make the decision and to tell the family that I want to go. And this is a real courageous man. I really admire.
Yeah. Never complain.
As you guys all know. But before that, first of all, thank you all, because you're all here because you guys are the closest, and you've been so good to him and so good to my mother. So from the bottom of our hearts, really, thank you for keeping him company, and the mahjong and the laughter and all that stuff. So it means a lot to me and to us. So thank you again. So my little story about his way. So I have three little phrases. One is that I think of him. One is give unconditionally. One is strength of character. And one is, see if I remember it now. So it'll come to me. So the story will be in Riverside, Connecticut. He has a friend who buys an apartment and has a car. So Mom, you'll say, why did you think of this story? But his friend has a car, and he asked my father to go turn the engine on every once in a while. And my father is the guy who is responsible, gives unconditionally, strength of character, and every 2 weeks he's determined, he goes to this person's place in Greenwich and he turns the engine on. And I'm thinking, Dad, why do you waste your time?
And get the mail.
And you get the mail.
And we're sitting in the car saying, come on, that's time's up.
But the third phrase is quiet dignity. So, but that's my father. He does it his way. He does it to his high standard. And if you combine to his friends, he gives unconditionally, and to his family. He has quiet dignity. He was determined to go out with his quiet dignity. And to me, my upbringing and as a role model, he always showed me strength of character. So if there is anything, the phrase is what 남연 다정부, right? So just be a man, do it right, and then be daifeng. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't compare yourself to others. Chart your own course. So, if I could just pass that on to my kids, if we could all just live a little bit like that for what he believes in, I think this world would be a richer place. So anyway, that's a wonderful way I think of him. So, but again, thank you guys for being such wonderful friends. Again, we really appreciate it. So, and thank you for being a wonderful friend to my mother as well. So she appreciates it too, and we do as well. Thank you.
Married that long, and 3 weeks ago, Deanna and I had an appointment at Costco, and it was going to be 10 o'clock. We were going to meet there, and it was 10:05. I haven't seen her yet, so I was about to panic. She went through the back door, and I went in through the front door. So I called Andrew. I called our house, because Deanna, I got Deanna's wrong the cell phone number. So I called, and Andrew picked up the phone, and I said, "Where's Deanna?" And he said, "Oh, she left for Costco. She's supposed to be meeting you." And I said, "I haven't seen her yet." And so Andrew said, "Oh, when she comes, when you see her, let her know that I'm waiting for her." And then later, Deanna told me that she very rarely leaves Andrew you alone. She's always by your side. So I just want to say that Deanna has been such a great wife and companion to Andrew for the last 3 years. And Andrew's been not too well, but she's always there to take care of him. So hats off to, yeah, it's been great knowing you.
Thank you.